Welcome, everyone, to Constructed Chaos, where we run our D&D live streams every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time and also on Mondays. If you're here, you already know that we are running tonight our Chat Plays D&D campaign, which is a new addition to the channel and one that I am very excited about. It's really my favorite time of the week because I get to tinker on the back end and work on some new features for all of you to enjoy from the chat. Hopefully, as we go along, it'll get even easier to play D&D with me from the chat. If you haven't been here before, make sure to type !roleplay in the chat if you want the chance to pilot some of the characters tonight as we move through our adventure. The system is what it is. You can type !guidance and it'll explain most of it for you. But for the most part, all you need to know is once you are in the pilot seat and you are piloting one of these characters, you can use the !roll and !say commands to both speak as and roll for these characters. Once I have a few of you in the running for these, I'm going to go ahead and assign these characters, but I'll give you a little bit of time to hit the !roleplay opt-in. I already see quite a few of you in the list here, so I can't wait to get started tonight. And I do want to let you guys know I did upgrade a few things with the roll command specifically. I know last time we were having some trouble like determining exactly what modifiers we had to add. So since D&D Beyond doesn't give us API access, I just built a lot of it on the back end. You can now use !roll and say intimidation, and it will automatically factor in the character that you are playing, the modifier they have for that intimidation check. As we go along, I'm sure that'll become a little bit easier to understand, but for the most part, I think it should be pretty simple. Just like how simple Tabletop Beard makes it to have a wonderful beard on your face. That's where a beard goes, right? Tonight, we're taking a look at the Sorcerer Beard Oil, which smells like cosmic cotton candy. And this rounds out our 3 party members that have not died yet. We have had 0 deaths this campaign. So we've got a Sorcerer, Barbarian, and a Paladin. Make sure to check out Tabletop Beard. The link is in the description below, and you can get 20% off by using code CHAOS20 at checkout. Do also check out this comment from our last stream. This one coming from Tiago Livas. I say as I drop my keyboard. Tiago Livas has been very active in these, and I really appreciate you being here, friend. He said, great live, looking forward to the next stream. I'm looking forward to it too, so I'm not going to keep you guys waiting for any longer. Let's go ahead and just roll that beautiful beat footage.
Having seen firsthand the danger posed by the Order of the Depths, you bravely delve deep into their domain. Before you stretches a vast hidden world, the hollow heart of the Bridge of Nerethys. Cavernous and breathtaking, it sprawls in all directions, constructed of ancient stone and gently pulsing with blue light. Rivers weave through the emptiness, running upwards, downwards, and sideways, ignoring the rules of gravity. Above you, great arches support the weight of the city, unseen by those who walk upon it. Here, beneath their feet, is a labyrinth untouched by time and full of secrets.
Welcome back, everyone. As I can see, so many of you here and active in the chat. I'd love to see it. I can't wait to get started with you guys. So, just as you have seen in the intro, we now rejoin our heroes who have made it to this secret, sacred place within the Bridge of Nerethys after making their way through the Church of Nerethys above, incognito, in uniform, in guard garb. And now that several of you have opted in, let's see exactly who's playing our characters for tonight, starting with Yancifer. Let's see who's going to be piloting Yancifer to start things off. Russell Mooney, who has been very active in this campaign. Can't wait to see what you do with Yancifer here. just a quick note, I did get some feedback last time about how quickly we were switching between characters and how tricky it made it to do much of anything before your time was up. So I increased the amount of things you can do from 5 to 10. We definitely still want to keep some of the chaos, but that should be a little bit easier to manage. So Russell, you'll be piloting Yansfer. Let's see who's going to be piloting Valen, our resident muscle mommy.
IBM.
Oh, is it? That's IBM. Nice. Welcome in, friend. Good to see you here on a Monday. Good to have you.
Monday.
And last but certainly not least, who is going to be piloting our beefy paladin boy, Naragith, the Goliath paladin? Iago! Felipe. Sorry, Felipe. I really need to change the font on this text. It is so hard for me to read over here. So, with all of you now within your respective roles, looking out across the expanse of this underwater network of, underground network of water tunnels and channels, you can see that through these stone corridors, there is no clear path, only the overwhelming sense that the bridge was never meant for modern minds to understand. So, what are all of you doing? Feel free to use the say command to let me know what your characters are doing in this moment, how they're planning to chart their course through the bridge of Nerethys in search of the lair of the enigmatic depths, this cult-like organization that your patron has asked you to investigate for no small amount of gold, I might add. And I would like to remind everyone, especially those of you who weren't here for episode 2, you guys did find something intriguing on the body of a depths assassin sent to take care of one of your contacts that helped you get this far. You have that interesting piece of paper on you if any of you would like to look it over and maybe try to ascertain what it might be. Otherwise, you can certainly just set out and see where you might end up. I've got some different ideas on where that might be. And I'm so excited for you guys to explore some of the lore from the beginning.
I would like to look at the paper.
XIVM, right on cue. Well, in that case, type !roll investigation. You're going to be our guinea pig here. We're going to see if this works. Just in case, I have the old code set aside and I can just plug it back in if something doesn't work. But I have a feeling that it will. Fingers crossed. If it doesn't, then, we'll be all right. Well, I've been wrong before. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an image back there.
You said I got a spell now too.
I'm pretty sure there's supposed to, go ahead and do !roll investigation one more time for me. I want to see if it's the fact that you got a 0 means that it's probably rolling. I'm just going to give you a free advantage because I want to see if this works, So it might be a little bit messy. Might need to change some of the way the back end handles the visuals, but I think nope, just gonna keep giving you zeros, huh? Okay, in that case, type !roll d20 and
we give him back some of his usages. That
yeah, probably.
that's okay.
!roll d20 plus 1. Okay, yeah, so the base functionality still works. We'll have to use that. I'll try and figure out why that's not working for next time, but it's in the works.
Baby
You guys
steps,
are in the know. You know how it's working.
Baby steps.
So with your 9 on the raw d20 roll, in Yansfer, you're doing Valen.
No,
Valen gets a plus 0, so that is just a straight 9. And as you look over the slip of paper, the last few times you guys looked at this, you were able to ascertain that it had some sort of a weird pattern or marking, but you weren't sure what it was. And now that you're down here within the inner bridge, looking at all these cascading water channels interlocking and coursing through the bridge, flowing upwards and downwards and across the ceiling, you begin to understand that this is some sort of map of the inner bridge. And there is a marking that would indicate an important point. There's an arrow drawn towards a certain sort of circular configuration. I'm going to say, unfortunately, with a 9, you're having trouble pinpointing exactly where you are on this map. There is no quote-unquote, you are here indicator. So with that, what is everyone doing? What is everyone trying to ascertain here? Are we setting out in any general direction?
Can I try looking at the map?
Absolutely, Nerethys. You lean over and try and pull that back from your good friend Valen the Muscle Mommy, and I'm gonna have you roll a
This
d20.
paper is worthless.
Valen gives it up with no struggle. She's totally fine to have you look at it. She's done trying to investigate these odd markings. Oh my god. We're getting the worst rolls ever for these.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Nerethys can't make heads or tails of it either. Really a head scratcher, this one. You have a mind as a fire giant just to set fire to this scrap. You don't,
ya.
but
You could.
yeah, it's really hard to understand what it is we're looking at here. But you know that somewhere down here is the place that you were sent to investigate. And considering that the bridge only goes 2 directions, you've got a 50-50 shot of making it there.
Seeing her friends having trouble with the map, Yancy also tries, hoping to help.
All right, Yancy, go ahead and roll a d20, and if you want, you can go ahead and add a +1, because you do have a +1 to investigation. So roll d20 +1. Glad to see that's still working. Oh my god.
What did they just roll?
It's a 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yancifer.
Did
I
you
mean,
mess
all
up the
3 of
dice?
you. I really don't think that I did.
No, that's funny.
Yancifer, all 3 of you are having a lot of trouble with this slip of paper. It has escaped your...
It's garbage.
Yeah, it's junk. The assassin that you all fought never spoke to you, and certainly seemed to be maybe not alive, but also not dead. Hard to say if they were entirely
Does this
in their
map
right
have its
mind.
own silvery barbs?
Yeah, the map might actually have some sort of incantation on it that's keeping you from deciphering it. And as you look across it more inquisitively, Russell, I'm going to have you roll a Arcana check as Nerethys. So that would be a -1, unfortunately. But let's see if you can ascertain at least if the map is magical and trying to fool you in some way.
It's so funny.
I love that you guys at least know it's a map now. That's nice. Russell, with the +3 on the Arcana there, it is a -1 that you have.
So it's an 18 total.
So it is an 18 total. I'm going to say that as you look over the map, you see that there is no enchantment on it. However, you can see that the area around you, the area that this map is
He's right. Yancifer does have a +3 on Arcana.
Oh, sorry, Yancifer. I'm looking at Nerethys. Thank you. Yeah, so easily with a 22 then, you're able to tell that the area around you is certainly magical. And this map depicts that in such a way that it actually is, the reason it's so hard to read is it showcases every channel from the ceiling to the walls to the floor. And understanding this, with all your minds combined, you're still not sure exactly where this location is you're supposed to head to, but you do know that the direction you're supposed to head is back towards Tethys. So after making it down, you know which of the either east or west you're supposed to go. You're heading back east. Sorry, west. I got it. I got there. Finally rolled above a 10. So with that in mind, I imagine all of you begin to set out in that direction, moving through the dark depths of the bridge. But be sure to let me know if you change your mind or if there's anything you'd like to be doing before moving out towards what could very well be the seat of danger in Nerethys.
I just want to add, I think it was hard probably to read the map whenever it started barking at them.
Yeah. If you guys are curious about our doggos, which you can hear every once in a while on stream, type !pups in the chat for some information. I am positive that command works. So the three of you, now sure-footed and sure of your heading, move through the winding corridors of the inner bridge, each turn revealing another water-veined wall, another strange echo that ripples through the ancient halls.
Is there any divine sense here?
Yeah, you can definitely use your divine sense if you would like, Felipe. As you channel your divine sense, let me mark off your use of it. Yet another one of those features I would love to add to our chat plays one day. So as you connect to your divinity, the oath of vengeance that you've sworn, your fiery beard begins to glow. You open your eyes to peer out and see if you detect any ne'er-do-wells in your presence. I'm going to say with your divine sense in the immediate area, you don't detect any creatures that would normally trip off your divine sense. But I believe that stays up for a little while, doesn't it? Let's see. Divine sense for 10 minutes. Celestials, fiends, and undead. So you keep your divine sense up. Your eyes maybe begin to glow a little bit. The red sort of cascading and contrasting with the teal blue of the water within the inner bridge. And as you continue to stay vigilant, looking out for any enemies that you may need to fell, wielding your longsword in hand, the ever-present hum of the flowing waters falters, just slightly. A soft splash now echoes from around the bend, followed by the faint scrape of something wet against stone. The glow from the channels dims for a moment, and the silence that follows feels wrong. Whatever made that sound is close. Now, Naragith, you have your divine sense up and you're staying vigilant. I imagine you're maybe even leading the pack. So I'm going to have you make a perception check here. Do roll d20 and you can add two. So roll d20 plus 2. We'll see what may lie around the bend. Okay, 17. We're into the good rolls now. I love to hear it. Nerethys, as you lead your party and move cautiously around the corner, something ahead grabs your attention. A shape in the dark. At first, he looks like a lump of old shell or wreckage wedged near a wall. But then, the shadow shifts. Pockmarked skin, one gnarled arm gripping a fresh-caught fish. You can tell from this distance he's a turtle, or something that was once. His back twisted into an uneven hump, and what rags cling to him are crusted with salt and mold, barely covering his lumpy frame. He doesn't speak. He doesn't notice you yet. With your divine sense, you've been able to pick up this individual from quite a ways off. So, what would all of you like to do? This individual kind of lumbers around the inner bridge carrying a fresh caught fish, maybe every once in a while slapping it against the stone near one of the channels. Very Gollum-like, I would imagine. Been very excited for you guys to meet this individual. But if you would so like, there is potentially a way to sneak around them. The bridge does only go in 2 directions, so you'll have to be really careful, but...
I try to catch the attention of the group, pointing out the creature ahead without making a noise.
Okay. In that case, I am going to have everyone roll stealth checks at this point. So we'll start with Yancifer. Yancifer, go ahead and roll a d20 plus 2 for your stealth. Valen, once Yancifer does that, you'll roll a d20 plus 3 for your stealth. Very rare to see a barbarian that's so stealthy. And then, unfortunately, Naragith rounding out the back end. Ooh, 21 for the first stealth roll. Very nice. Naragith rounding out the back end, you will be rolling a d20 plus 1 at disadvantage. So you'll do roll d20 plus 1 DIS, and that should give you the disadvantage. Ooh, XIVM at 10 could cause some problems for you guys. Let's see how good Naragith does. Maybe he can kind of help round out the group. Another 10.
Oh,
okay.
no.
So, as you begin to try and move a little bit closer to make your way around this figure, they stop and begin sniffing the air. Their gaze moves towards you. You see their eyes sort of glinting off of the watery reflections. He just watches you for a moment, breathing like someone who forgot how to.
Build is sorry. He puts fish back. Didn't know it was yours.
What do you all say to this creature who has identified themselves as Pelth? Or do you do the weird walking through the streets, being accosted by someone you don't know thing and just ignore them? We've all done it, I'm pretty sure.
Also valid.
Yeah. The heavy breathing is going to make me lightheaded, I think.
Yeah. Sounds
It's okay, friend. The fish is yours to keep.
Oh, Pelth thanks you. Pelth was hungry.
He starts eating it raw, like corn on the
Well,
cob.
if you let us be, you can get all the fish that you want.
Pelth has not seen anyone for some time.
He gets a little bit closer and he's sniffing you as he eats the fish. You're having a hard time understanding how he could possibly smell anything other than the fish that he's been eating. But he says,
You smell like sky, not like the Watchers. Where you come from?
what do you all say to Pelth as he seems intent on at least ascertaining what you're doing down here?
Like the didgeridoo sound in there.
Oh, we're very familiar with didgeridoo in this household. Fun fact, I can't circular breathe, but I do know how to play a didgeridoo. Also, fun fact, it's not hard. You basically just blow a raspberry into a long tube.
Can't do it, though.
If you're ever interested, do look up people playing the didgeridoo, though, with the circular breathing. Really impressive stuff.
Felipe, Nergath is a, I guess, villain that we have fought in our main campaign.
Oh, no, he said Naragith, the character he's playing.
Oh, I said Nergath, so I thought that's what he was referencing. My bad.
No, it's okay. Naragith, we have not necessarily determined where they come from. All we know is that they were in Nerethys and decided to take up this job. So if you would like to maybe form some of that history yourself, you certainly can. I am keeping track of it as chat develops the backstories of these characters. We decided not to do it off the bat so that we can let everyone join in sort of a collaborative experience. Thought that might be fun. to recap, everyone, you are in search of the lair of the depths, which is said to be within the bridge of Nerethys. That's where you are, but you have not found the lair yet. This individual, Pelth, is the first character that you've come across ever since diving deep into the inner workings of the bridge. They certainly seem like an odd character, but you haven't seen anyone else, so it could be the best source of information that you may come across, at least the best source that isn't hostile. But who knows what they may be thinking? What would everyone like to do? As Pelth asks,
We are looking for the depths layer. We have business with them.
Oh, you seek the upwells. Pelth can take you there.
First of all, Mr. Fish Eater, where are you from? Do you know your way around here?
Pelth is from here. Pelth is alone. Sometimes Pelth is we. But I know. Pelth knows how to get you places. Pelth knows the Watchers. Yes. Pelth knows the Watchers.
he's now grown mostly disinterested in the fish that he was chomping on as he wields it in his hand, half-eaten. It begins to sort of slip out. The scales making it a bit harder to grip.
Looks like it tried to reassign and there's no available usages or users. So XIVM, I think you're still Valen. If we have anybody in there that's just viewing and not signed in with roleplay, now's your chance. You might get picked.
Definitely make sure you type in !roleplay if you'd like to dive in and play one of these characters. It is free so long as no one's ahead of you with chaos points in store. So, no worries, Bacon and Vodka. It's good to see you, friend. He says, interesting thing going on here. Missed the previous games. Not much has occurred just yet, other than the fact that you were set upon.
Can Pelth bring us to where the Watchers reside? Maybe later we can help you catch some more fish.
I'm going to say make a persuasion check with advantage. So you're going to roll D20, roll D20. And that was Russell. So D20 plus 6 ADV. That'll give you advantage on the roll. That is a really good skill you got there on our charismatic sorcerer. Ooh, 12 with a plus 6.
I would like to make an insight on this guy.
Okay. Looks like Bacon and Vodka is now piloting Valen. But I'm going to have you, Bacon and Vodka, type !roll and D20 plus nothing. So just !roll D20. And you're going to see if you can ascertain the intentions of this Pelth individual. I'm going to say Russell is, you rolled that 12. Pelth looks upon your group and says,
Pelth is not hungry anymore, but Pelth is willing to help. Pelth can guide you.
Ooh. Bacon and Vodka, Valen, you're having trouble reading this guy. They're a bit peculiar. But now that they're closer, you can at least see that although they were once a turtle, they have a shell. They do also have gills. Interesting to see on such a creature. Not something you would have come across, probably. There's definitely something more than meets the eye here. You're just not sure what it is. So, if you all would like to, Pelth will guide you through the inner bridge. He's a very gracious host, it seems.
That can never be a good thing.
Okay. We're not seeing any objections. So, Pelth begins...
Well, Mr. Pelth.
Oh.
Good to know that you know them. Want to tell us what you know about the Watchers?
Oh, yes. You see, this place is not built for breathing folk who forgot how to drown proper. It is made for those who know the depths well. And the depths are so named. The depths, the Watchers. Dangerous. Dangerous. Pelt has met them, yes. But Pelt will not see them again. No. Pelt would rather not. What business have you with the depths?
Pelth continues to wander forward on two legs most of the time, but every once in a while moving on all fours as he sort of lumbers and occasionally sniffs the ground like a bloodhound, trying to possibly retrace steps and find the way back to this hidden entrance that has escaped you for so long. Andres, good to see you in chat, man. You'll get your chance here, I'm pretty sure. So, after a few hours of wandering, and yes, this bridge is large enough that even traveling from the midway towards one of the shores, it does take quite a lot of time. You approach we'll call it what was a convergence of flow. And as you look out ahead of you, you see this large circular pool. It's churning and swirling like a whirlpool, but in the opposite direction. The current flows upwards and outwards from a well at an astonishing pace. It supplies all of the channels nearby. As it flows outwards, you can see the water beginning to white cap near the center. Pelth begins to point.
Here's where you must go. Beneath are the Watchers. Pelth can help you down, if you like.
As you see, the current is quite strong. You might actually have to swim against it to get down beneath to supposed layer of the depths. That is, if Pelth is telling you the truth. So what would you all like to do here? Yeah, Andres, you didn't miss too much here. Just a very creepy little turtle man who seems to know quite a bit. Seeing as
gills.
And has gills. Yeah, he's a turtle man with gills. Weird. Turtles do like to breathe air, as you...
Valen will step in the water.
Okay. Valen, as you begin to step in the water, you are sort of moved about, almost against your will. You're struggling to stay in place, and even as you might try and swim down, I'm going to have you make an athletics check to see if you can combat this very strong current. So that'll be exclamation point D20, or exclamation point roll D20 plus 3 for athletics. Dang, I really thought I was onto something having it figure that all out for you guys. Okay, with a 12, you're not quite able to beat the current, and as you sort of pop your head back up, it's almost like if you guys have ever been at the beach and you swim out quite far, you lose track of how much you're drifting. You kind of pick your head back up, and your allies are about 30 feet away from you in this underground expanse. But as you resurface, you feel something odd. A tug at your leg as you are suddenly pulled under. As Valen is resubmerged against her will, all of you turn to see Pelth smiling with a grimace.
The Watchers will be pleased.
I cast
They-
Alter Self and go Shadow Sharkling again before diving in to help Valen.
Okay, that will be your turn. I'm going to have everyone roll for initiative here in a moment, but Pelth is now grinning, brimming with excitement as he says,
The Watchers will be pleased. They would rather that Pelth deliver you cold.
So we'll start off with Yancifer. Roll your initiative. You get a +3, so exclamation point, roll d20 +3. And then Valen, sorry, Yancifer, you get a +2. I'm too late on that. Yeah, you just had the +3. That's my bad. Valen, you get a +3. So exclamation point, d20, exclamation point, roll d20 +3 for you, Valen. And then Nargith, you're going to get a +3 as well. So same roll for you. And we got a 19 starting out for Yancifer. That's
Boy.
pretty strong.
It's really good.
23 for Bacon and Vodka there. And a 15 for Felipe. Nice. Okay. Let me get our initiative order here. Valen, it's great that you're going first because you're gonna need it. Argith. Awesome. So, you sort of set the stage here as the waters churn. It's an odd feeling being pulled underwater, Valen, while the water itself is rushing past you upwards. You feel like you're simultaneously being pulled downwards and upwards at a lightning fast pace. All right. And you guys know I got to get my fog going. Hey, so this is what we see here. As we begin at the top of initiative, Valen, you're being pulled down by some unseen force. You do feel it gripping you, but you're not sure exactly what has a hold of you. What would you like to do here as you're drug underneath the waves, but not far enough down as to reach the layer that you are so striving to get to? This is going to be tough for you. We're going to say you're grappled here. I'll drop that ring on you. Let's see. Sorry, Bacon Vodka, you are still Valen, so you'll have to let me know what we're doing. How you may get out of this one, I'm not sure.
Can Valen break the grapple?
Valen can certainly attempt to break the grapple. That is going to be an action to do, but you can definitely try and do it. Go ahead and roll a, I guess for Valen, the best thing is going to be a athletics check. So roll a d20 +3 for your athletics to see if you can get out of this. Ooh, a 5, unfortunately, is not going to do it, as you are still, unfortunately, grappled and actually...
Rage.
And yeah, your rage is definitely going to hopefully help you out here as you begin to struggle against whatever has a hold of you. Again, your eyes are wide open and you can't see it. Yet maybe you do see around your ankle a impression... as if being gripped by an invisible hand. I'll say that much. So with your action, you struggle against it to no avail, but your bonus action, you begin to rage, and hopefully you will be able to keep yourself conscious and give yourself another chance to break that grapple later. We now move on to Yancifer, who I believe said is going to alter self and dive in. Let me know if that's changed, but if not, we're going to move right along. You cast your Alter Self spell, turning into a shadow land shark once again, and diving into the waves. I'm going to say with that, you do definitely have a swim speed equal to your walking speed, and Valen was about 30 feet away. So I think you can get to Valen and attempt to attack whatever is gripping her, if you'd like.
Oh, wild magic surge. They're yelling at us.
Oh, thank you. Every time I forget. Valen, go ahead and roll a d8 for me. Exclamation point, roll d8. My hope was to get some of the skill check stuff out of the way so I could have more brain power for everything else. So thank you guys for keeping me honest on that.
You need me to have it up?
No, I've got it here.
Okay.
A 3. An intangible spirit, which looks like a flump or a pixie, your choice. You don't have to use say command. You can just type it in chat and let me know. Appears within 5 feet of one creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. At the end of your current turn, the spirit explodes, and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dex save or take 1d6 force damage. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again, summoning another spirit on each turn as a bonus action.
Wow.
Really cool. I actually haven't seen that one yet, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. And Bacon and Vodka, let me know if that's going to be a flump or a pixie, as a creature conjures. I guess you can decide where you want to put it, but I imagine you might want to put it near where whatever this creature is that is dragging you under. Yeah, you need to have a wild magic feature surges so you don't forget about them. I definitely do. I'm going to keep forgetting about them if I'm not careful.
Well, they yell at us enough.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys keeping me honest.
Whenever you guys say you rage, feel free to just roll that d8.
Pixie, and as close to the enemy as I can.
Okay, so with that, I believe I have a pixie mini back here. Look at that. A cute little pixie appears underwater. I imagine as she does, she's kind of gripping her throat. And you know not to worry too much about them because they're going to blow up in just a second anyway.
Oh my god.
As your turn comes to an end, the pixie does begin to bloat like they're waterlogged and then burst with a cascade of air bubbles. Now, when this happens, dexterity saving throw. The creature fails. They are going to take 1d6 force damage. If you would like to roll, exclamation point, roll d6 to see how much damage we're doing to this invisible assailant dragging you under.
Spoilers, man.
A 6. Very nice. Definitely needed that one. As you deal 6 damage to this creature, and the water bubbles sort of cascade past its form, for a brief moment, you are able to glimpse its shape. Because as the water parts, you see a congealed watery form where the air bubbles are. It appears that this creature, whatever is dragging you under, is made of water, and that is why they are invisible while you are being dragged down into the depths. Now, at this point, your turn does end. The rest of you see air bubbles sort of breaking the surface, causing even more of a torrent in this reverse whirlpool than before. Yancifer, you are now on deck, piloted by Russell. Let us know what you're doing. I believe you were turning into a land shark as your action with Alter Self. Are you doing anything with your bonus action? Where are you moving to?
If Alter used my action, then I get close to Valen so I can help her next turn. Otherwise, I want to use the help action to see if she can escape.
Okay. You know what? I think because of this combination of an explosion and as you get close as a shark, I'm going to say you're able to maybe buffet the form as you see them and sort of ram them, giving Valen another chance to sort of break that grapple. Valen, roll exclamation point roll d20 plus 3 to see if you can break free.
We're breaking free, we're soaring.
Come on, good roll here.
And it looks like...
Oh, Felipe, I'm sorry, man. 7, unfortunately, is not going to break the grapple. Whatever creature this is has a very firm grasp on you and seems to be well practiced. Perhaps Pelt was not telling the entire truth, and that much you are probably pretty sure of. Now...
Like character 1 was reassigned as well, so...
yeah, Bacon and Vodka, you're now Yancifer. We'll be playing musical chairs here with everyone. As we now move on to Pelt's turn. Pelt looks out and he says, "You're the only one who hasn't gotten in. You want to go for a swim?" And he leaps in towards you and attempts to make 2 claw attacks on you, Nargith. The first is an 8, which is not going to hit. Clanging off of your shield, you bash him aside with relative ease. He goes in for another attack as he sidesteps, and that one is going to be a natural 20. As he connects, a bit more nimble than his form would make him appear, he's going to deal, let's see, the minus 12 points of slashing damage. Yikes. Big damage coming out from the little gremlin here. Bringing Nargith down to just 16 hit points. As he makes this connection, he's going to back away and attempt to move after your allies. Looking back over his shoulder, maybe even making a face at you, hoping you might chase him down. But as he breaks your range, you do have the chance to use an opportunity attack if you do so choose. So XIVM, let me know if you want to do that. And or rather, if you want to do that, just exclamation point roll d20 plus.
Out, you evil beast! I shall smite you with holy vengeance.
I had a feeling that might be the case. So Nargith, you're going to do exclamation point d20 plus 5 for your attack roll. See if you can hit this little demon. Roo! Exclamation point Roo!
Matt, can you make a rule?
Let's see. That is most certainly going to hit. Only 1 off from a natural 20 yourself. Now, this is a reaction attack, so unfortunately with new paladins, you cannot smite them on this. But you are going to be able to roll 1d8 plus 5 to see how much damage you do to them. 1d8 plus 5. I've got my stat block here. It's so small. My old man eyes can't see it very well.
Well, good thing I signed you up with vision insurance in my new job.
Yeah, everyone say congratulations to Tides of Mo on her new job. We're very, very proud of her.
Thanks, y'all.
As Health begins to rush away, sure that his natural 20 attack has dealt enough damage to subdue you, he turns around to make a face at you, and you slash across his cheek as green blood begins to pour out down his face. He scowls and screeches in response. Ah! I am going to have you make an intelligence saving throw, Nargith. You go ahead and roll a d20. I don't know how much you have on top of this. d20 minus 1. Pelt is not just a little gremlin, man. He's got some tricks up his sleeve here.
Heft behind.
And if you guys are curious, this stat block will definitely be part of this month's homebrew pamphlet. 13 does just barely make the saving throw as you feel a ringing in your head, dizzying you, almost causing you to lose sight of your foe. You are able to shake it off without taking any damage, without being debilitated at all, and you eye them down as they dive into the water and begin swimming towards your allies. With that, it is now your turn in earnest. So let me know what you'd like to do, Nargith, to this little man that has caused you so much grief already. Bacon and vodka. Does Yansfer have hold person yet? I don't believe so. But I will allow you guys to level up as this campaign goes on. I'm not saying it'll happen soon. It might, but
see. Do not have hold person.
No hold person yet. Ooh, XIVM with the 19. I imagine you are closing on Pelth in the water here. I'll say they haven't really broken underneath the surface just yet, and so you're able to sort of swim through, keeping your upper body out, and drive your longsword into them. You do absolutely connect. Let me know if you'd like to smite, or rather, if you'd like to smite, you can add the damage yourself. I think you're getting the hang of using the roller in the chat there. Little Pelth had no idea who he was messing with. He thought he made a very easy set of friends that he might be able to deliver to the Watchers. Turn that turtle to soup. I don't know if you'd want to eat this guy. He's looking nasty.
My mama would eat him.
Your mama would eat him? I did paint his mini to look pretty nasty too. Let me see if I can pull that up for all of you in chat. The minimum focus on this. Yeah, look at little Pelth. Little gremlin man.
It's gross.
Yeah, he's pretty nasty. So XIVM, you definitely hit him. Your base damage is 1d8 plus 5, but if you'd like to smite, you can do that. You have several different kinds of smites you can use, as well as just the good old divine smite would add 2d8 to your roll. And you know, whatever they tried to do last turn was a reaction, so they're not going to be able to do that a second time.
Unless they have a legendary.
Oh yeah, maybe a low CR legendary action creature. That might be fun. What a novel idea.
Wouldn't put it past you.
There it is. We smiting. And 11 points of damage total. Not great dice rolls. However, that is going to put a dent in Pelth here. As you connect yet again 2 strikes in quick succession, dealing another 11 points of damage. You see them swimming a good bit slower. They're not quite bloodied, but the water around them is pulling away the sort of green congealed ooze that they carry within them. Not sure you could call it blood. So with your action and bonus action and movement mostly used, we are now going to move on to the creature grappling your dear friend Valen, who is still grappled and restrained. They are going to attack Valen while they're raging at advantage because you're restrained. That is a 19 to hit, and that will hit you, Valen, as you are buffeted by a surprise current that came out of nowhere. It feels like a blunt object, in fact, although you do feel the water sort of part across your face as it connects. You're going to take 13 points of cold damage. However, you are raging, so that is reduced. So you're going to take 6 instead. Very clutch rage there. That 6 damage is going to bring you down to 27. So still looking pretty strong for the tank up front. But the creature has struck out at you once again and continues to try and drag you down. I'm going to say you're about 30 feet down at this point. As we now move back to the top of initiative, Valen, it is your go. What would you like to do? You can try and break the grapple again, or you can just start pounding on this thing. Hopefully you can kill it before it kills you. Yeah, and you are going to get more exploding pixies, so that is a bit of an advantage you have in your side. You might be able to keep dealing it a little bit of damage as you go on. That last one did do some work. And
Gonna try to get it out from being grappled.
Okay, go ahead and exclamation point roll D20 plus 3. Let's see if you can make it out this time. I'm rooting for you. Come on. 21. There it is. Felipe, very nice roll. As you are able to break the grapple, you feel the creature release as you maybe use your Morning Star as a crowbar against whatever hold it has on you. Although it is made of water, it appears to be solid enough that you can use that leverage and you swim out, escaping its grasp. Now you do have a bonus action, so you can summon another pixie and drop it where the creature is as you swim past them. Or you can stay in range. If you swim past, I think they'll get an opportunity attack, so that's up to you.
Let's get this pixie going.
All right, the pixie appears and abruptly explodes. It's the same one. They just came right back and they knew what was about to happen. They're not enjoying this at all. However, the creature now needs to make a dex save. Another failure. Roll a d6 for me to see how much damage they're taking. This unknown assailant, this magical entity that seems to be working with Pelth somehow. 4. Good rolls on these damage die. As the pixie explodes, you again get a glimpse at its form, and it appears to be sort of swimming through the current towards you, reaching out with its sort of indiscriminate hand, wanting to grasp you yet again. But you hold fast as we now move to Yancifer's turn. What would you like to do, Yancifer? You see your friend has been drugged down a bit further, but you are in shark form, so you can easily swim down and help them out.
Yancifer will cast Bane on Watcher and Pelth, and use meta magic to cast Firebolt as a bonus against Watcher, if Yancifer can, and any of that is okay.
Yes, that is definitely okay. So you're casting Bane on this creature and Pelth. Let me double check. I'm guessing you're upcasting Bane then. I don't think Yancifer has Bane. No Bane on Yancifer, unfortunately. Let's see, the closest thing I see would be Silvery Barbs, but that's a reaction. You do have Magic Missile as an attack spell. And you do also have, you mentioned meta magic to cast Firebolt as a bonus action. You can definitely do that. I just don't know if your plans changed not having access to Bane. I know it's kind of tricky. The character sheets are in the description if you guys want to check that out, as well as a complete readout of all the commands you can use in chat. Slowly but surely, we're all getting the hang of this format, and I love it. I can't wait to make this more robust. We're halfway there. I almost had it today. I feel it in my bones.
Magic Missile, all against the creature.
Okay, so casting Magic Missile, and are we still going to quicken Firebolt to hit it as well? Regardless of that, well, I guess you could do all your damage at once, assuming the Firebolt hits, if you would like to do that. That's totally your call. I don't want to make decisions for you. Actually, if you're choosing to do that, go ahead and exclamation point roll d20 plus 6 to see if that firebolt hits, and then you can just do all your damage at once. Yeah, Russell says, a trick that helps me is to only bring up a character sheet when you're actively playing the character. My advice is not applicable to Dungeon Masters. Yeah, it's a little tricky for me to navigate. Sometimes I forget which one I have open here. But I think this will be a lot easier once I get those extra features working. Really thought it was going to work first try. Dang it. Coding's difficult sometimes.
I can help you.
Yeah. Tides of Mo to the rescue.
Yes, all damage against creature.
Okay, so then in that case, Bacon and Vodka, you're going to do exclamation point d20 plus 6.
Roll.
Roll d20 plus 6. See if you can hit them with the firebolt. And then depending on that, you can just put in the whole damage equation after that. Well, it'll help you on not using too many uses, I guess. Kind of simplify it a little bit. You throw out the firebolt ahead of you. That 17 is definitely going to hit it. And once again, I'm going to say as that pixie explodes, it makes the creature a bit more visible, so you're not rolling at a disadvantage with that, as the fire sort of sears through the water, causing its own ripple of bubbles behind it. It connects, and you are going to roll... let's see. Make sure this is not resistant. Okay, you are going to roll... 1d10 plus 3d4 plus 3. Thanks, Magic Missile. Trailing quickly behind that firebolt as it makes impact are 3 white streaks that cascade into darkness as the closer they get to the enemy. You deal 14 points of damage against this creature, but as that firebolt sort of sizzles into their body, you see that they are not quite as affected by that firebolt as you would have hoped. Now that damage did all get rolled together, so I'm just going to go ahead and subtract half of the average, which is 2. Or sorry, half the average, which is 3. That'll be 11 damage to this creature. As you see the current sort of circle and writhe in response, you know you've made contact, but it is still certainly there. As we now move on to Pelth, who has been closed upon by Nargith. He turns, "You'll sink. I know you will." And he's going to make 2 attacks on you, Nargith. I'm pretty sure both are going to miss with a 7 and a 9. Even though he is quite nimble in the water, circling you, you're able to position your armor in such a way that he can't get a clean strike off. You do feel the blunt force of his strikes before he begins to swim straight down, leaving your range once again, as if not having learned his lesson. You do have a chance to strike out at him if you wish. And if you do, just go ahead and roll a d20 plus 5. And I'll know what you mean. If not, it is actually your turn, and you can let me know what you want to do. It's been a pretty combat-heavy campaign here. Yeah, definitely want to roll that. A natural 20! Hell yeah, XIVM. So, unfortunately, you can't smite on this one, but go ahead and roll 2d8 plus 5, since you're doubling your dice on that natural 20.
I have to out. My tailbone hurts so bad.
Yeah, no worries, Mo. Yeah, it's okay. Everyone say bye to Tides of Mo, fittingly. She cometh, she recedeth, as the tides do in
I
Nerethys.
will still be on chat. I'm just not going to be
14.
talking to y'all.
14 points of damage against this wily little creature as they leave your range. Once again, they turn, and this time you don't so much hear it as feel it as their voice ripples through the waves, connecting with your body. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, which is going to be a D20 -1. They're going to use that reaction on you again to see if they can get away with it. So far, you've been pretty resilient against these, but it only takes one. Okay, so unfortunately, as you roll a 10, you feel dizzied. The water is flowing upwards, holding you aloft, and yet you're unsure of which way is up and which way is down. You're going to take 4 points of psychic damage, bringing you down to just 12 now. It's not looking good for our resident paladin here. But as you feel yourself dizzied, the feeling is already beginning to fade, but you can tell that your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw is going to be made at disadvantage before the start of your next turn, which is now. So the way this is worded is you're hit by the attack, you fail the saving throw, but your turn starts immediately after because this occurred on an opportunity attack. So, aside from the damage, you face no ill repercussions, and it is now your go. What would you like to do as the little creature has swum down about 30 feet? Swum? Is that a word? Swam. They've swam down. They swam down? They swum... No? They swam down. Definitely that. I know English. Swamped. Thank you, Jason. I think you're absolutely right on that.
Cast Bane.
Okay. Nargith, you're going to cast Bane. Looks like... Let's see. And you get up to 3 creatures, so I assume you're targeting the... now, you do have to be able to see them. That is part of the spell here. You can definitely target Pelth with Bane, but you would not be able to target the other creature that is invisible while in the water. The attacks earlier were not made at disadvantage because of the explosion that sort of parted the water briefly. But by the time it gets around to your turn, they are enveloped yet again. Oh, hey, Andres, you're piloting the paladin now. So let me know if you'd like to still use Bane to target Pelth, or if you're targeting, or if you're going to do something else because you can't target Pelth and the other creature. Tides of Mo from chat still helping out. Thanks. Jason, you can type !roleplay to opt in to pilot one of these characters whenever your turn comes up, and you can see as their usages are ticking down when that might be. I'm very proud of this little format. You guys are doing so great with it. I can tell that the community is already getting really, really used to using these commands and how this functions. Hopefully I can make it a little easier on y'all as we go. I'll just rebuild D&D Beyond entirely behind the scenes, and then we can do even cooler stuff. Nice. So Andres, let me know what you're doing, since Bane can only target Pelth. If you want to just do Bane on Pelth, that's fine. Otherwise, you'll need to, if you want to attack him, you'll need to swim down to him and attack using your longsword at disadvantage because you're going to be underwater with no swim speed. I'll allow you to get there, but the disadvantage on attacks is part of the rules. What are we thinking, Andres? It's a pretty intense combat right off the bat here, but the good news is you all appear to be in a relatively
I will continue to
secluded
cast
area.
Bane. How
Okay.
about you sink? I gargle Flaming Beard igniting, turning the surrounding water to tiny bits of steam.
Very cool. Yeah, that's extremely imposing. As you call out to them, Pelth is going to make a charisma saving throw. And oh my gosh, they're so good at these. So good at these. You can imagine this little goblin dude has so much charisma. He's going to fail. And as Pelth fails, whenever they make an attack roll or saving throw, they'll have to subtract 1d4 from that attack roll or save. You are now concentrating on Bane, but as you look down menacingly from the top of the water towards this greedy little turtle that thought he might get the best of you, you can tell that they are worried. Absolutely. Are you doing anything else with your turn? You do still have your bonus action and movement. You can at least start to swim down if you'd like. Or with a bonus action, I imagine you could get Divine Favor up for subsequent turns if you'd like. Obviously, there are smites, but not much use there unless you've got an attack roll. Yeah, I'm eager to see exactly how this pans out. Assuming you all make it out of the combat. There is a chance that somebody dies, and I have fully prepared for that eventuality. It will happen one day, I'm sure. We're not pulling any punches just because it's harder to pilot the characters. You guys get an extra challenge on this channel. I know you guys are seasoned veterans. I haven't met a single person in chat that didn't know every bit as much as I do about D&D, if not more. So you've got lay on hands, could be useful. That's a good idea. XIVM. Yeah, Russell. Spoiler alert. It's basically at the end of the session, if somebody dies, we'll be making a new character right then and there. A lot like how we did on session 0. You guys will all get to pitch in and craft them. I don't know if we'll do exactly as much in depth on like Hero Forge like we did before. To design their look exactly, but you know, we'll get to at least collaborate on what the character is in terms of class, species, all that good stuff. So what are you thinking, Andres? You're going to use Lay on Hands maybe, or Divine Favor to get ready for some strikes coming up? Are you going to swim down, or are you just going to tread water for a little bit and hope things pan out? It's not necessarily a bad move, considering they seem to want to drag you down into this pit. So let me know what you're thinking, man. Andres has been piloting Nerethys quite a bit in these last few episodes. You did get a tentacle from the first session that you could poison your weapon with as well. At any point, I'm pretty fast and loose with the poison rules. So if at any point you decide you want to use that poison, I'll allow it to happen. You just let me know. Still there, Andres? Let me know. If I don't hear from you in a little bit, I might have to pass the torch. Oh, there he is.
I reach out to my deity and Firegate heritage to deliver my friends from this malicious trap, heating the water a little bit more. Then I allow my size to sink me down about 10 feet.
Bars. All right. So you allow your weight to sort of sink you down to the water. Even though the current is pulling up, you are certainly more dense. As you drop down about 10 feet, beginning to hold your breath now, you can see Pelth swimming quickly towards your allies, who also look like they may be a bit worse for wear. Yes, Bars. I love all the flavor that you give to this character, Andres. Fast and Loose was the name of my ska Tibetan chant fusion band. Jason, love that factoid. I hope that's true. That's really cool. I used to play music too. You can see the keyboard on my arm. Nerethys, as you deal a little bit of emotional damage to Pelth, we now move on to the... you guys are far enough in, you can know this is a water weird that you're fighting. As the water weird attempts to strike out at Valen once again, since they're still in range, this will be just a straight roll. Rather, this will be at advantage because they are invisible. Ooh, I still don't know if that hits, though. Does a 15 hit Valen? Yes, it does. So, Valen, you are going to take another 13 points of cold damage, halved to 6. However, the more important detail is that you are now grappled and restrained yet again. You unfortunately are now down to 21 out of your 33 hit points as you feel this creature frantically grabbing at your legs as you try to swim upwards. Once again, not pulling you down this time, but just holding you in place. It seems that it doesn't want you to go too deeply. And with that point in the initiative, we move back to the top. Valen, it is your go. Yancifer, you're on deck. So be thinking about what you want to do, Felipe. Bacon and vodka. Let me know be thinking about what you want to do, Bacon and vodka. Felipe, it is your turn in the initiative as Yancifer. Let us know what you're doing as you've been once again grappled by this very annoying creature. I know. It's so frustrating. Water weirds are very strong when you run them like this. And I'm sorry for doing it to you, but good old Pelth, he's no fool. He knew what he was doing.
Lil, help over here. There's a weird water thing grappling me. Gonna try to get out of the grapple.
All right, Felipe, make a athletics check. That's going to be exclamation point roll D20 plus 3. See if you can get out. You call out to your allies from underwater. I imagine at least Yancifer in her shark form is able to hear you and is hopefully sending aid. 23, you definitely break out of that grapple. You've seen these tricks before. You know what this creature is capable of. That is a natural 20. And you know what? Because you rolled a natural 20, I'm going to say you don't even use your action to do it. You were ready for this thing to grip you again. You knew what was coming. So, would you like to make an attack roll on this creature following your escape from this grapple? If so, go ahead and do exclamation point D20 plus 5, I believe, for Valen. Yes. As you swing your Morning Star. It would be at disadvantage. So, exclamation point roll D20 plus 5 DIS. I'll have you roll it again. That's my fault for calling it out too late. But do that roll one more time. A 21 you know is going to hit, but let's see if the water is going to impede you at all. No worries, Felipe. That's my fault. I called it out too soon. Okay, unfortunately, a 9 is not quite going to do it, but that was a free action anyway. So you do still have your bonus action. I imagine that Pixie's going to come back out, and if that is true, go ahead and roll a d6 to see if you can deal just a little bit more of that chip damage to this enemy. They are certainly beginning to lose their form as far as you've been able to see with these little pockets of air. And Felipe, thank you so much for being very active here. You're very responsive. I appreciate that. A D6! You deserve it. You deserve it for all that hard work. The water weird once again is driven back by this eruption beneath the surface.
Arms crossed, I respond to Valen. I will be there soon. That traitorous turtle is heading your way. The water glowing with heat and steam as my message is conveyed.
I imagine that the water itself actually ripples in red as the light from your booming voice is cascaded through. All of you are aware that Nargith is backing you up as the water weird takes a little bit more chip damage, and we move on to Yancifer's turn. Bacon and Vodka, you are piloting Yancifer. Let us know what you're doing. It looks like the water weird is still intact after that last pixie explosion, and Nargith is at your 6 as Pelth continues to swim towards the most vulnerable of your group, Valen, trapped beneath the water, continuously getting grappled by this thing. I will remind you, Pelth is definitely bloodied, and all of you can see as much as you look back towards the foul creature swimming through the current. What are you thinking, Yansfer? Bacon and vodka. Yansfer definitely looks like they'd enjoy some bacon and vodka. I would too. Maybe that'll be my breakfast tomorrow. You might have inspired me just now. I know it's been a long and arduous journey over 3 episodes to get this far, but I can tell you the light is near the end of the tunnel.
Yansfer will cast
here.
Magic Missile again, and quicken Firebolt, this time at Pelth.
Very wise. As you make the attack roll at Pelth, go ahead and do that, because then you can roll all your damage at the same time like we did before. Go ahead and do exclamation point D20 plus 6. We rolled very well on Yansfer's stats, so you've got some really good charisma there. Extend your hand, throwing out that firebolt. Unfortunately, Pelth is just a bit too far, and as the firebolt moves through the water, the current causes it to completely sear and dissipate. However, those magic missiles do find purchase. You're going to roll 3d4 plus 3. See how much damage we're doing to good old Pelth here. Yeah, an 8 on a plus 6 is not what you want to see there, but that's okay. That's just how the dice roll sometimes. 11! Good rolls. Good rolls for Magic Missile. As these 3 shadowy bolts connect with Pelth, you see them actually beginning to lose a bit of steam, tearing through one of the fins on their arms. As they swim more nimbly than you expected, they start to slow, the current sort of pulling them back. They glance behind them, seeing Nerethys looming above them, just slowly descending, using their own weight to guide them down like some forgotten god from above. Pelth is certainly frightened here. They're not down, but they're close. So with that, we now move on to Pelth's turn, and they are going to continue to swim towards all of you, making their way towards you, Yansfer. Pelth is going to attack with both claw attacks on you.
Yansfer moves closer to Valen.
Okay. Even with moving closer, Pelth is going to be able to close on you. You get in closer to Valen so that you might be able to help the next time she gets out. And as you turn, you see that surprisingly, Pelth is already atop you, swinging with both claws. One is a 6 on the die for a total of 10. The other is a natural 20, unfortunately. So, Yansfer, here you are going to take 12 points of damage, which is a large chunk of your hit points, bringing you down to 5. Quite dangerously low here for you. Shield! Okay. Now, with your shield, a natural 20 is always going to hit. That is how it is written in the rules. So I'm gonna say you don't use shield here because I want you to be able to save that. I don't think shield would have quite gotten you there anyway with a natural 20. But with 5 hit points left, you do manage to hang on as Pelth sort of tries to smile, but you can see the nervousness behind their facade. They are worried for their life here as we now move on to Nerethys. So, Andres, let me know what Nerethys is doing as you continue to sink below the waves. Pelth has moved on, but you are still close enough that you could close on them and make an attack roll. Potentially finish off this devilish little creature. It's caused you so much grief. You're right. The turtle is still suffering from Bane. Now, you know what? technically that natural 20 would still be an auto hit, even with a minus D4. However, just for the sake of having some fun with you guys, let's roll that D4, see what we get. If they roll low enough, it's a 4. And with shield, you could block that. So we're going to go ahead and roll shield, and you'll get to keep all your precious hit points. Good looking out, chat. Thank you for the reminder about Bane. Again, technically that would still hit, but I like where your head's at, and I think that makes a lot of sense. So, Yancifer, you throw up shield, and although it looks like Pelth is able to get around and strike with his claws, driving it deep into your body, suddenly their impact is not quite what it should be. The damage that's been done to them, both emotionally and physically, is keeping them from acting at their full ability. So you don't take any damage on those strikes. And Nargith, it is your turn. Andres, let me know what you'd like to do on your turn here. You can definitely get down to Pelth. I do think because of the depth of this this water weird, you might not quite be able to get to them. Water weird itself is not quite bloodied. That much you can see, even though you can't see them. You can tell as these explosions ripple through the waves. However, your old friend Pelth, he's looking rough. He's looking real rough. I agree, XIVM. Finish Pelth. Finish him. I love making gross little names for these NPCs. You always got to have like one, right? One really nasty, decrepit-looking, like hunchback sort of. Yeah, he's almost never trustworthy, whoever they are. What do you think, Andres? I imagine you're typing up a response full of flavor and lore and descriptive text. I can't wait to see it. Again, as Nargith Jasonian, the Paladin Supreme, just sinks beneath the waves, allowing his weight to carry him down. It is beneath him to swim, to put effort into the water. After all, he is fire giant kin. His beard glowing red hot as the water around him sears and turns to steam instantly. His eyes still glowing with the vigor of his divine sense that he used earlier to find Pelth. Although, for the record, Pelth is not a celestial fiend
I
or
sink towards the
undead.
turtle. Heat of ages passed, carrying me through the water, arm outstretched with my sword, crackling with thunderous energy, and engulfed with the fire's burn that saps strength.
Hell yes. As your body, wreathed in flame, approaches Pelth, you see him turn wide-eyed with horror, realizing that he has made a terrible, terrible mistake in making an enemy out of you and all your friends. So, what are you doing as he cowers, hands up, hoping that somehow he may be able to swim his way out of this? If you're making an attack roll on him, just do ! Roll D20. Oh, Thunderous Smite, Sap, Fire's Bane. Nice. Okay. So that's roll to see if you hit first. It is going to be ! D20 plus 5. That's going to be one hell of an attack if it lands. Maneuver over it. There we go. Poor Pelth. He had no idea what he was doing when he lured you guys over here. Okay. Now, with a 12, your attack, unfortunately, is not going to be able to hit. And that makes sense because you are underwater. However, I'm going to allow you to make a subsequent attack. It will be at disadvantage, but go ahead and roll that one more time exclamation point D20 plus 5 DIS. Because I think in Pelt's state here, you're seeing that you may be able to finish him off, and you can probably swing your sword in 2 quick successions. Distracted G, welcome in. Okay, unfortunately, as Pelt maneuvers with the last bit of energy of their desperate little lives, you are unable to find purchase. And so your smite does not get used up, thankfully, and neither does your Fire's Bane. But it is now going to be a lot harder for Pelt to escape, considering that you have closed on them. I don't know if you'd like to use your bonus action for anything else, potentially lay on hands or divine favor. I think those would probably be the only 2 options available to you that make sense. If not, if you'd rather continue biding your time and intimidating this poor little creature, we will move on to the Water Weird's turn. So let me know. While you figure that out, the Water Weird is going to make an attack, this time on Yancifer. At advantage because it cannot be seen. That's 2 16s on the die, with a plus 5 to hit. That is 21. So shield, unfortunately, even though you do still have the effects of shield, I believe, is not going to do it for you, as you take 13 points of cold damage, Yancifer, and you are now grappled, bringing you down to just 4 hit points. You now feel the pull of this terrible creature that was attacking your friend Valen for so long, and we move on to Valen's turn. Valen, you see your friend now ensnared by the same enemy that kept coming for you. What would you like to do? XIVM, you're piloting Valen, so you'll have to let me know. Distracted G, I did forget to update that. It is 400 chaos points.
Heat
However,
of annoyance radiates throughout all the water with an audible TSK sound. I sink further to cast Lay on Hands on Yancifer.
very clever. Okay, so I'm going to say that's a delayed thing, but you're able to get your Lay on Hands on Yancifer. Do you want to heal her back up to full? You don't have to use the Say command. You can just let me know. And Distracted G, it is 400 points to join in, but if nobody's ahead of you in line with 400 points, it'll let you do it for free. So feel free to opt in with roleplay, and we'll get you in one of these characters. I'm sure of it.
Well, I'm angry and I hit things, so...
Yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead and roll an attack roll. Exclamation point D20 plus 5. Andres is going to be healing you back to full, Yancifer, which is going to give you your 13 back. That means you only have 2 lay on hand hit points left, Nargith. A 15 from XIVM swinging out at this creature. Sorry, that should have been at disadvantage. So roll a second one for me, just in case. It'll be the same roll exactly. Once again, sorry, I was hoping to have that the ability to type in skills, so I didn't have to be so helicopter mom. I'm losing track of some stuff. 24. Okay, so you definitely hit the water weird here. Go ahead and roll a d8 plus 5 for your damage as you connect with your Morning Star. Water be damned, you force through. You are able to connect against the water weird as you see its form beginning to dissipate. At this stage, with 8 damage, it is definitely bloodied. You can see that much of it. Are you doing anything else? I know your bonus action can be used to summon another pixie. If you want to do that, we'll roll a dex save for the water weird to see if they can escape the ill effects this time. Thus far, they have been unable.
Come to me, my little pixie.
Yes, of course. The pixie appears in the water
Chains
weird.
of steam erupts from me and engulfed the shadow sharkling in a sphere of soothing bubbles, restoring Shadow's strength.
Very cool. Andres, as always, love the descriptive text there as flame begins to encircle your ally, searing them over and closing up their wounds, actually dissipating some of the water and allowing them to take a deep breath of air, even though they do have the ability to breathe underwater. They're healed back to full. XIVM, the water weird did fail their saving throw. That 1 point of damage is going to continue to chip away at them. As I mentioned, they are bloodied, and for a brief moment you're able to make out their forms, seeing that they're not quite as solid as they were before. With that, we now move on to Yancifer. You are grappled and restrained by this creature that you were able to get a brief glimpse of. I'm going to say thanks to the pixie exploding nearby, you can make an attack roll against them without disadvantage.
I cast Mage Armor on myself, then quicken spell Thunder Damage Sorceress Burst on the water weird.
Nice. Very smart. Sorceress Burst, I believe. Is that an attack roll? It's one of the new ones. It is. So do exclamation point D20 plus 6. Because of the explosion of the pixie nearby, as you cast Mage Armor on yourself, you are able to see the water weird for a brief moment. So no disadvantage for you as you channel that Sorceress Burst of crackling energy into the creature. 19 is definitely going to hit. With that, go ahead and roll 1d8 to see how much damage you're dealing with your Sorceress Burst. Five points. Okay, we're chipping this thing down. We're getting there. As you are still, unfortunately, grappled and restrained by them, you are able to get this attack off and connect with the creature. Once again, I'm foregoing the disadvantage on here because flavorfully that pixie erupted, and I think you can see them quite clearly. With that, I believe that is your turn. We now move on to Pelth, who is at the edge of his life. Seeing Nargith striking out at him, he knows who the real threat to his life is as he attempts to strike you with 2 claw attacks. It is going to be a nat 1 on the die and then an 11 plus 4 for 15. Neither is going to hit our paladin full of wreathed in armor, able to deflect both of the attacks, one not coming even an inch away from him as Pelth continues to scramble. He's going to try and swim away, and you know what that means. Andres, you do get an opportunity attack if you so choose. If you want to make that attack, do exclamation point D20 plus 5 DIS. It will be at disadvantage because you're underwater. Smack him. I agree, XIVM. Ira, welcome in, good friend. Looks like you'll definitely get a chance to play one of these characters. We have been rolling through the different pilots tonight in a game of musical chairs. Smite, unfortunately, is not possible on an opportunity attack. However, you are up next in initiative, so if you're not able to do them in here, you'll have a chance to smite after. Distracted G, good to see you here in the chat, friend. We run this. We run the Chat Plays D&D format every single Monday. This is our 3rd episode of Depths of Nerethys. I don't know exactly how long this was going to go for, but you can bet that I'm going to run another Chat Plays D&D soon after this one. And the system that we're using to run it gets more and more robust every time. So eventually, we're going to be having you guys roll very, very easily in the chat without having to do all the modifiers and everything. We almost had it tonight. Yeah, definitely subscribe if you don't want to miss these episodes. I do occasionally post guides as well. And then our main stream that we started this whole thing off with streams on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. We have a lot of fun at those. If you guys want to catch up on those, we actually allow chat to influence the games pretty deeply. So you guys get to participate in those as well. Just maybe not pilot the characters, so to speak. Thank you for joining, man. Good to have you in the chat. Good to have you on the channel. I hope you enjoy. Just specific spells are what the characters have access to. The character stat blocks are linked in the description below, or rather the character sheets if you want to check them out. Spellcasting does get a little bit weird in this format. I promise we will get to a point where we can have a command that lists out what spells are available and such. It's only a matter of time. I only have so much time each week to code, so sometimes I can add a little bit of a new feature. Sometimes it doesn't work exactly how we want it to, but already we've added quite a bit of functionality to this. Yeah, the D&D Beyond stuff is awesome. I just wish we had API access so I could just piggyback off of everything that they've done. So once again, Andres, if you want to attack Pelth as they're swimming away, do !D20 plus 5 DIS, and that will apply disadvantage because you are underwater as this creature is swimming away from you. What do I use to stream? Quite a few things. My computer.
The surrounds me had created a bubble of superheated air that blocked the traitor's strikes, and for that transgression struck back in turn through a burst of heat and steam.
Oh yeah. As the fire channels around Nargith, you're able to strike out at Pelth. Hopefully you're able to land this attack and deal a finishing blow. Fingers crossed. $16 is definitely going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. It's going to be 1d8 plus 3 or 5 for Nargith. I believe it's 3. It is 5. Excuse me. I don't know why it's 5, but it says it's 5. So we'll take that in stride. I'm trusting D&D Beyond here. 12 points of damage. Andres, I can think of no better person to ask this question to. Oh no, Ira, you're piloting now. Ira, Andres dealt the finishing blow for you. How do you want to end this vile little vermin that has caused you so much trouble? How do you want to deal with Pelth, the distorted turtle with gills, who has been beaten to an inch of his life, who's lied to you and led you astray, tried to drown you and deliver you to the depths himself? Distracted G, yeah, sorry, I got distracted, G. If you want to check out the stream setup, there is a video on the channel. I think it's titled How to Stream D&D Like a Pro.
The superheated air channels in through his mouth and bursts out of all sides.
Absolutely. As you drive your blade into Pelth, you see the shell on his back begin to crack as light pours out. His mouth opens as steam pours out. You see him go tense and then limp as his body begins to be driven up to the surface by the current. Coincidentally, as his consciousness fades, so too does the water weird that has accosted you thus far. Seem to have been something that Pelth himself brought forth. As the water weird disperses into water, Pelth floats up near the top. You all are out of initiative, and we're going to end our combat there. We're going to go on a brief break and be back in about 10 minutes, so don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Bye. Oh. There we go.
Oh! Terribly sorry. I didn't know anyone would be here while the stream was running. Give me a moment to tidy up. It's much better. Well, while you're here, we might as well take a moment to thank all of our members for supporting the channel and bringing this stream to life. Huge thanks to Tides of Mo, Tabletop Beard, Grim Reaper, Atmos Seeker, Justinian of Darkport, Angel Jobert, Angel of Darkport, Brett Venable, Dutin 103, Zebek Longfang, Lil Tired, Memebot 69000, XIVM, Jason Miller, Corey of Darkport, Devin Beard, Wilfreda Figueroa, Ruby Rod, Sam Huffpower, Daniel Struve, Agile Monk, Moon Goose McQueen, Jude Eshett, Drazadi, Malice, J.O. Hearn, Dawn Ruby, Orbit and Decay, Mr. Giaton, McFry, Ira Wing, Craig Seymour, Zim the Fan, Jason, Sonic's Boom, Rob Hinson, Xanthox, Dane Emerson, Skirmisher, Mike G, Gracie Pujol, Dashki, Athicor, Wayne Brack, Jackpot, Camo Camry, Nigel Shen, Ethan, Michael Calvento, Blade Roller, Jay-Z Jizzler, Misfit, Henry Akanosha, Monsters Mother, Biscuits and Gravy, Christopher Denault, H.D. Siles, Kathy Evans, Lil Cute Maple, Daniel J. Colby, Fables D20, Squiddy, B.D., Adam, Wabu Seeker, Harry Dong, Curtis Ellis, Majority of One, Oncoming Traffic, Ryan Harris, Triforce Samurai, Nick Dyson, The Azure Sky, Bacon and Vodka, Kendrick Valentine, Mythic Attack, O4C, Oro, Curtis Bruton, Hexblade's Curse, Predator H2O, Grog, Jason Cash, Russell Mooney, Michael Horvath, Alicia F., Andrew Schaefer, The School Bus, Shutterbot, Griff Sildari, Jackadasis, Nova Effectus, Kitchen Knives, Copper 96, Melmac, Mini Warlord, Rowan Rat, J. Diddy, Gillian Mangrove, Ronan Leon, I'm So Lost, Dragonic Sage, Samuel Song, Francis Hume, Debonair Gaming, Kevin Thomas, Otterlife, Wa'aki, Chris Jones, Chaotic Neutral, Andres DeBarbara, Mr. Thrill, Nick, Don Rosavelli, DM Greg, Big Head Bro, Gatorman, Butterknife, Witcherol, Almighty Zeus, Saint, T.I. Block, Matt Susan, Evan Aristogabe, Kevin Hyatt, Charlie Gardner, Brendan Sparrow, Black Retro, Tunok, Lions, Masquax, Chris G, Jerome Grant, The Best or Die Trying, A Joyous Goose, and Liquid Saber. You know, members get tons of unique benefits as well, like these weekly shoutouts and emojis that they can use in the stream chat, and a heaping helping of chaos points that can be used to, well, perhaps it's better to show you.
The most exciting feature for our live streams has come to YouTube. You can now roll dice live to help us in our adventures by using chaos that's built up by watching and interacting with the stream. All you need to do is keep an eye out for earning instructions that appear on our stream, and then spend those points by typing in the commands that correspond to the dice you'd like to roll. This feature is always available, no matter what campaign we're playing in, so be sure to hop in and help out our players because, well, they're gonna need it.
Greetings, viewers. Bramble Backfoot hopping by to let you know about our monthly homebrew packets issued to all those brave enough to join the ranks of our prestigious order. With a plethora of items, monsters, mechanics, and more, it's easier than ever to bring chaos home to your table. So become a member and let's fight the forces of evil together.
Thank you, you're all too kind, and the drinks are on me tonight! Ha 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 ha! Oh, you must not have enabled gifted memberships! Let me show you how. Ha 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 ha! What you'll want to do is make your way over to our channel page and then add /allow_gifts. From there, you can turn on the toggle for free stuff and join in the chaos. Ha 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 ha! Now for my next tune, a little ditty about a dead necromancer named Pinky.
Hello, Trizad here. Oh my god, you have got to come check out all of our wares. We have so many different things. Help support the stream and get yourself some new magic items as well over at the Constructed Chaos store.
Greetings to all my bearded brothers out there. I'm Alex, also known as Constructed Chaos on YouTube, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Tabletop Beard. This family-owned beard oil company is run by three brothers that have combined two great loves of mine: tabletop RPGs and beard care. And it makes a lot of sense because, as I'm sure many of you know, growing and maintaining a healthy beard can be an adventure all its own. I started my quest back before I was even on YouTube, and I guess you could say I was stuck at level 1 for a while, constantly itching my way through life with a wild and unkempt beard and just trusting hairspray and regular shampoo to get the job done. Believe me, I was rolling nat 1s on just about every charisma check I made at that point. But eventually I started trying various beard care products like oils, butters, and balms, and I found some that worked well enough, but none of them really tied into my backstory. Not to mention my wife was constantly complaining about the smell. Then I was put on to the products from Tabletop Beard, and let me tell you, it was a match made in heaven. Or hell, depending on what kind of flavor you prefer. These guys use a premium oil blend of meadow foam seed, rosehip, golden jojoba, argan, avocado, and sunflower oils to create the most high quality product that contains no cheap filler or artificial oils that you typically want to steer clear of. And each scent has been expertly crafted and matched to a familiar TTRPG style, so you know exactly the kinds of vibes you're putting out without the scents being too mundane or too overpowering. To top it off, all their products, oils, butters, and balms are made in small batches, so the quality control is top-notch, and so is the customer service. They're always looking for new ways to meet and exceed customer needs, and I've even heard that they have some new ideas cooking up behind the scenes. So consider this your session 0 and take some time to check out Tabletop Beard today. Truly, they're the only starting equipment that you need for your own successful beard care journey. Bear Dritz here, letting you in on a little-known ranger secret that'll keep you satiated in the wild, even when you have no rations left. Ew, not that. I'm talking about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon. It's easy to miss the signs of a stream going live if you're not prepared. So make sure to do that and... What was that? Hold it right there, adventurer. We're looking for some deviants that refuse to like this video while they're still watching. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this heinous crime, would you? Well then, as you were, but stay out of trouble.
It appeared out of thin air when they found it, as if by the will of the plains themselves. A curious and mysterious bauble that has turned up time and time again throughout the ages. Some have studied it all their lives, hoping to unravel its uniquely fascinating magical properties. Many more have used its power for their own, though all falling victim to fate in the end. Now, it calls to you, by chance, by destiny, by desire, it matters not. It calls to you, and it calls to be cast from your palm, so that it might deliver unto you the unknown wonders held within.
How much longer are they going to... excuse me. Are they still not back? Wait there just a moment. I'll fetch them for you. The little chaos gremlins. You have people waiting, you know!
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a very wonderful, relaxing break. I saw a few of you in chat have been very active, talking about maybe taking a short rest after a pretty intense combat. But first and foremost, Andres, you mentioned Nargith probably uses the fire to erupt himself out of the water, riding the steam bubble as he breaks the surface and landing in sort of a 3-point landing on the stone that makes up the inner bridge. I think that's very flavorful. So I think it's definitely what happens. And I did want to mention before we went too far, Distracted G, if you're interested in the stream setup, you'll be very interested in what's coming down the pipe here soon for the channel. I do have that older video that shows our current stream setup or something close to it. But we should be getting a pretty big upgrade here soon. I don't want to elaborate or allude to too much. I like to show rather than tell. So just be on the lookout for that. That'll probably be one of the next big videos on the channel. Anyway, now that we rejoin our adventurers, we still have our same pilots, Russell piloting Yancifer, XIVM with Valen, and Ira piloting Nargith. Sounds like everyone wants to take a short rest so that we can replenish some hit points. Yancifer, you are full currently. However, Valen, you're at 21 out of 33, and Nargith, you are at 12 out of 28. So you guys can go ahead and use the exclamation point roll command to roll your... oh, looks like... Ira, is that an old roll or a new one? Yeah, it's an old roll. Yeah. You guys need to use exclamation point roll to roll your hit die. You are level 3, so you have 3 hit dice available, each of you. For Nargith, your hit die is a D10, and for Valen, you're a D12. Thanks, Ira. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, if you guys want to roll that, you can heal up a little bit, take some time. I'm going to say, considering there is not much else you've seen outside of Pelth in the inner bridge, you are very much well enough alone. You know what? Since Nargith and Valen are so focused on recovering their hit points and hit die is with plus con, right? I believe that when you use your hit die, it is just the hit die. I don't think you add your con for a short rest. Oh no, it is plus your con. You're right. Yep. Sorry. I don't play characters very often, so I usually just tell my players to short rest and they do the rest. Thank you for catching me on that. So Nargith, you can do exclamation point roll. However many D10 you'd like to roll, plus 2 is your con. Looks like 16. What a roll. That can't be right. Oh, I see. The 2d10 plus 4 is what you rolled. And XIVM, I'll have you roll that again. It looks like it probably didn't take yours since it was in quick succession. I do have it set so that it... yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that actually gets you straight back up to full from 12. Ira. XIVM, you heal for 9, which gets you right up to 30 out of 33. That's pretty good. I think you're probably sitting pretty there. Very nice rolls, guys, on those hit dice. Since Valen and Nargith are busy licking their wounds, tending to their wounds, Yancifer, piloted by Russell, I'm going to have you roll a perception check to see if you can see anything out around you in the inner bridge here. So for Yancifer, that'll be exclamation point roll D20 plus -1. Sorry. Andres, are people using Nargith as a heater to dry themselves? Why not, right? I mean, when you got it, might as well. Ooh, Russell, with a 5, your eyes from your alter self are accustomed more and better used for underwater peeping. And now that you're back on dry land, it's a little hard to make out anything that would be of any use to you. You do keep watch as the short rest goes on. It's relatively uneventful, relatively quiet, and that eerie silence does unnerve you a bit, especially knowing that Pelth said you were close to the depths layer, that the depths did possibly exist underneath this reverse whirlpool.
Get closer, everyone. The warmth will give you respite, and it totally doesn't smell weird.
Yeah, I imagine there's a little bit of wet dog going there, but you know what? Adventurers have probably smelled much, much worse. Much worse on this adventure, I would imagine. So,
Can I also see if Pelth has anything useful on him?
absolutely. I'm going to say make an investigation check. Let's see, that would have been Russell. So, investigation is going to be a +1 for Yancifer. So roll D20 +1. See what you might be able to find on this twisted individual. 21. Yes, indeed, you are able to find something. As you look over their body, you don't find anything on their immediate person. After all, many of the clothes they wear are no more than rags. But as you begin to search around their shell, you notice that there is sort of a compartment hidden around the backside of Pelth. And as you reach your hand inside, you find something hard. And as you pull it out, you find a small sapphire, rough-hewn, veined with bubbles, set in an ancient bronze circlet shaped like a crashing wave. Probably not sure what exactly this does, but if you would like, I'll allow you to make an Arcana check to ascertain what this item is. It's at least valuable. You can tell that much. Your Arcana is +3, so you can do a D20 +3 to have a look at this. $19. Wow, great rolls coming out from Russell piloting Yancifer. I am going to add this item to your inventory. There we go. So if you're looking at the stat block, this is the Sapphire of Water Wielding. It has 3 charges. It regains 1 charge each day at dawn. While holding the sapphire, a creature may invoke its power as a magic action and roll a d6 to determine the outcome. On a 1, the user is deafened for a minute as your ears fill with the roar of crashing water. From a 2 to a 6, you choose one of the following effects. Basically, it's like a smaller version of Control Water. And on a 6, you get the added benefit of a creature of the user's choice within 30 feet takes 2d6 cold damage. That's not optional, so it happens no matter what. It could be a bad thing if you use it around only allies. That said, it's a very interesting magic item that you found, and it could potentially help you get to where you need to go. And yes, I had this pre-made, so I got to add it to your character sheet immediately.
I would like to use my innate magical abilities to see if anything is magical besides the gem.
Okay. I'm going to say with your... that's right, because you're wild magic barbarian. With your magical awareness, you begin to peer out over the immediate surroundings. You see Pelth, you see that there's no more magic necessarily surrounding them now that they are a corpse. You can see that the water itself, channeling through all of the inner bridge, is laced with magic. That light that pulses from the stone seems to be leeching off of the water itself. In some weird way, you ascertain that the reason the bridge has stood for so long, the reason this ancient structure is so solid and can weather just about any storm, is that it draws magic from the ocean itself. Why is the ocean magical, you might wonder? Well, that is something that you may have to discover for yourself. But at the very least, you can tell that the water within the inner bridge is what makes it so powerful, so strong, so durable. What are the three of you doing as now you have rested and reacclimated to your surroundings, possibly even pondered what Pelth told you might have been a lie, or what might have been the truth? At the very least, it seemed like he intended to deliver you to the depths, and he intended to send you down this column of water. So he may have inadvertently led you to the entrance, although his intentions were not as pure as he let on. What are you all doing? Russell, XIVM, Ira. We got the A team here. Everyone's done really, really well. I was very impressed with the roleplay at the beginning of this episode. I know it can be tricky to RP text-based. You guys did very well. Y'all got the water gem, the tentacle of love, as Andres put it. Lots of interesting items so far on this adventure, and lots more to come. If you guys are interested in these items and the stat blocks that I've been using, they are mostly homebrew. So I do release usually a
Well,
monthly
let's give it a
homebrew
try
pamphlet.
again, shall we?
Absolutely. Valen, you dive in headfirst into the column of water and begin attempting to swim against the current. Now, your friend Yancfer does have a gem that might make it
I
easier.
tell my allies about the sapphire's properties, and that it might be able to help if we go down.
Absolutely. Russell, would you like to try and invoke the sapphire's power to see if you can reverse the flow of this column? Maybe allowing you to sink down into the depths layer with a bit more ease? As you're pondering this, I imagine, Valen, you are already diving into the water, so go ahead and make an athletics check for me. See if you can overpower this current. Just for funsies. It'll be a D20 plus 3, I believe. Yeah, we do release these homebrew items and creatures in monthly pamphlets. There are 4 right now. Should be 6 pretty soon. 18! Very nice, XIVM. It looks like Andres is now piloting Valen. So, Valen, as you...
I teeter on the edge, almost falling in, but wait for Yancifer to invoke their gem, unless Valen looks like she's in trouble.
Very nice. Ira, Nargith moves to the edge of the pool, remembering exactly how strong that current was, and knowing that their weight can carry them down, they may want a little bit more control over that. Looks like Russell is using the gem and rolled a 3, which means you get to choose one of the properties. One of those would allow you to change the direction of a body, that a body of water is flowing up to 20 feet wide. That would qualify for this column if you would like to have it flow down instead of up. Makes sense. Looks like Russell is reversing the flow of the water. So, as Valen, you are already halfway down. You feel the water beginning to push against you, forcing you even further down. All of you leap into the water, allowing it to pull you under in a sort of nerve-wracking experience. you only have what Pelth intended to do to go on. You don't have any assurances that this could lead you to the depths layer. Only faith guides you. But as you flow down, the water, the stone wall that lines this water column eventually gives way, and you find yourselves in a vast circular chamber. Stepping out from the water before it carries you too far down as it continues to move further, the upwell continues. 5-foot thick pillar of water that was rising from the center now swallows into the floor like a liquid spine, vanishing into the floor and coming from the ceiling that you descended from. As you find your bearings and drip wet, the chamber is quiet. Too quiet. But you do appear to be alone. Shelves curve along the walls, heavy with salt-crusted tomes, warped scrolls, and artifacts of uncertain origin. The water light dances across them, bending their shadows into strange shapes.
Well,
that
shadow
shift.
sharkling, should we dive into your shadow flame enchanted water? I hope into the dark and light purple glowing water under Yancifer's control.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yancifer is able to swim quite swiftly, and I imagine, Yancifer, you get eyes on this scene before anyone else. As you scan your surroundings, yes, you see old tomes, warped scrolls, old artifacts that may hold some power that you may find useful. But even beyond that, your discerning eye finds an open hallway that leads out of the room, while another ornate dark iron door bars the other way. What do you all do in this room? Seeing that it is quiet, you do appear to be alone, and this does appear to be a lair of sorts. At least you found something, perhaps a repository for valuable items. Valen has thieves' tools, surprisingly. If chat wants to know. Valen the Barbarian has proficiency in thieves' tools and a bunch of bonuses to stealth. It's a very interesting character you guys built. If I remember right, the inspiration was like an ex-guard or an ex-soldier that like left the military and was imprisoned briefly. Really, really cool. So what is everybody doing? Seems you may have found the layer of the depths, but you're not sure exactly what information may be available. There are tons of books here, but who knows if they may uncover what the depths are plotting. That is what your patron set upon you.
I use my magical discerning eyes of magical love to scan through all the scrolls to see if anything interesting sticks out.
That's a good point. Once again, Valen has that magical ability. So in a flash, you open your eyes. They begin to glow with this sort of pale green light as you see several items out of the artifacts light up. Some of them appear to be just old relics that may offer glints of knowledge from the past. But more than anything, your eyes are drawn to a iridescent blue conch shell with deep grooves and a translucent crystal cut into
I will also be looking at the books and scroll titles if they are visible and in a language I speak, especially anything of religious significance.
Got it, Ira. So I'm going to have you make an investigation check for me. And Valen, the other item that you see is a translucent crystal cut into many-faceted, a many-faceted triangle. It appears to be a slight bluish hue. It is glowing to your eye. It's definitely magical, but you're not sure exactly what it is. And Ira, yeah, it looks like a -1 for your modifier. Thank you guys for helping me out on that. Ooh, a 9. So on a 9, you begin pouring through several of the tomes. You're having trouble finding anything that is in a language that you read. You're not even sure what language these are written in, but one tome you finally do turn over appears to be written in Common. This tome is titled Aenir in the Sunlit Shore. As you flip through the book, you find an excerpt that says, "His thoughts of Tethys shone through the dark dreams of Zealous. He was compelled to escape to the surface, not by defiance, not by desire. Instead, Aenir's mind was freed because he knew love for the first time." You imagine this might be telling a love story of the god of storms, Aenir. You've heard the name before, and you've seen Aenir depicted in the mural where you met your patron, but you're not sure who he loved. You did see a maiden in that mural who was being held back by tentacles in this underwater city. It could potentially refer to them. Hard to know with a 9. What are the rest of you doing? Tentacles, yes. Yes,
Can Yancifer
tentacles.
use comprehend languages as a ritual, or did that require a feat first?
No, you have ritual casting. So Yancifer sits for a moment and begins to focus
I move to
on
pick
some
up
of
and
the
pocket
writing.
all the items that caught my magical love eyes, including the blue conch shell. Hey Yancifer, what do you make of this shell? Pointing at the shell before pocketing.
Yancifer is sort of focused, I imagine, like maybe peers open one eye to give a brief look over. Yancifer, I will allow you to make a Arcana check at advantage, since your friend Valen is sort of helping you to identify this as a magical item. And I'll say this doesn't interrupt your casting of Comprehend Languages, although that will take about 10 minutes to complete. Oh yeah, hey Saft. Welcome in. You are now piloting Yancifer, so you'll get to do some Comprehend Languages stuff here in a second. But first, go ahead and do exclamation point roll D20 plus 3, I believe, is Yancifer's modifier for Arcana. Look at you guys already min-maxing skills and tossing each other checks like that. I love it. Oh, you got to put a space between roll and D20 there. Then it should work. Yeah, it's got to be able to identify the command as a separate thing. Sorry, Saft. But I imagine, based on Yancifer's track record, she's been running pretty well on these Arcana checks. 14. Okay. As you eye the conch, and as Valen sort of holds it out, even without touching it, you feel a subtle vibration in the air, almost like the conch is sort of humming with energy. You identify this as a whisper conch, a uncommon item, but one that you may have seen before in Eretheos or something similar. Once per day, a creature may ask a question aloud while holding the conch and then press it to their ear. That creature must then succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw. On a failure, they suffer the effects of the Dissonant Whisper spell, but on a success, a whispered voice provides a cryptic yes or no answer to the question you asked. Potentially giving you guys access to the Commune spell a bit earlier. It is like a smaller version of it. But Valen, you hang on to this item. So I am going to add it to your inventory here. It'll be the Whisper Conch. Bam! Added and equipped. Just in case you want to listen to any dissonant whispers and glean knowledge from the dark. But Yancifer, I'll say that after this period of time, your Comprehend Languages spell does trigger. And after a brief moment of studying the different languages between all of these books, you're able to read most of them. I'm going to have you make an investigation check for me. So exclamation point D20, exclamation point roll D20 plus 1. See what you may find within the library here. Yeah, Commune is fantastic. I feel like that and Legend Lore don't get used often enough as a DM. I think they get used. Whoa, that's a natural 20. So with with your comprehend languages now active, you're able to sort through these books really quickly, finding the things that may be common knowledge, putting them aside, locating things that may be just hearsay, setting them aside as well, and really narrowing down your search to 2 more tomes that seem to be a wealth of historical knowledge. The first is The Sovereignty of Zealous. You flip through it and see an excerpt that reads, Zealous, the undrownable thought, ruled the minds of Nerethys through waking dreams. None defied him, for none remembered that they could. You gather from this passage that Zealous must have been the tentacle creature within the city in that mural, and that Nerethys was likely the name of the city. But you also recall, because you rolled so well, that what was written near the city on the mural was the name Tethys. So if Tethys doesn't refer to the city, perhaps it refers to the woman. Perhaps the woman was Tethys, and Aenir, the god of storms, loved her. Perhaps that is why Eretheos, the twin islands that are connected by this bridge, are called Tethys and Aenir. Second book, you pour through, invigorated by this historical discovery. And you find an excerpt that reads, Aenir pleaded with the arbiters of creation to save her. They bequeathed unto him the power of the storms. With the breath of the Genii, he drove back the current of Zealous, but not without great cost. So now you come to understand that perhaps Aenir broke free of Zealous's control, escaped to the surface, and was able to attain the power of storms from some other being, returning to attempt to free his love. A great cost was exacted, but he was able to drive out this wicked force. You begin to piece the puzzle together. Again, with this natural 20, you come to understand that perhaps the depths seek to bring back the city of Nerethys in whatever wicked form it once held. Perhaps they wish to bring back this ancient evil god, Zealous. As you put all this together, as all of you pore over the items and tomes that you found, you hear footsteps echoing out from the hallway. Too soft to be armored, too steady to be afraid. Glance up just as a Triton woman steps into view, her head shaved clean, lending to her ethereal appearance. She wears no weapon, no sigil of rank.
Depths want to bring back Nerethys, guys.
Andres looks like you might have something to say too. Andres, you might have to copy and paste that because it came too quick off the other say command, I think. But I will say, before you get to ask a question to the shell, this Triton woman enters the chamber, her head shaved clean. She wears no weapon, no sigil of rank, only a pale robe clinging damply to her frame. She regards you without fear, as though she's been expecting you all along. Welcome, Yatsifer, Valen, Aragith. It would seem we have a mutual acquaintance. Perhaps you can remind me of who they are and why they sent you here. You can see that this individual is not intimidated by the fact that you outnumber her. You can see that she is calm, but something lurks beneath the surface of that calm. How does she know your names? How does she know that someone sent you here? Why does she want to know their name? These are all questions that bubble to the surface of your mind as she waits for your response. Russell, if you've been watching the first campaign, this is indeed who you think it is. And this is the room that you think it is. We are tying directly into the Legacy of the Ashen campaign now. I love this format because it means you guys as viewers get to interact with the world itself. And seriously, I get goosebumps every time I think about it. It's really, really cool that you guys are so enthralled with it, and I'm just happy to have you guys here. So what do you answer to her question?
After pocketing all the magical relics and scrolls into the mysterious female barbarian storage space, I ask the shell if Nerethys, the storm god's lover, became the island and city.
Okay. I'll say you ask the question to the shell and hold it up to your ear just as this individual walks into the room. So I will allow you to make a wisdom saving throw. That'll be a d20 -1. Sorry. d20, not -1. Just a d20. So exclamation point, roll d20. That'll be for you, Andres. The 16, you are able to resist the dissonant
Greetings,
whispers that
beautiful
echo
specter. I am Nerethys. May I have the benefit of your name?
Nerethys, I will give you my name, but you must give me your answer next. I am Fathom. Now, you are guests in this place. Surely you do not mean to leave your host waiting for answers. I can see much, but I still need you to tell me what I cannot see. Valen, as you press your ear to the conch, asking your question, you read it back just to make sure I give you a perfectly accurate answer. The answer you get back is no. The answer is no. When you ask them if Nerethys, the storm god's lover, became the island and city. So you might guess that the island was instead named for them. They did not become the island. Good idea, though. Love that. Love that bit of flavor there. XIVM, you actually don't know the name of your benefactor. They were very careful not to reveal anything about themselves. Perhaps that is why Fathom has not gleaned that information as well. That said, she still waits on bated breath for a response acceptable to her question.
We were sent here by someone, and I describe him in great detail.
Okay. As you describe them, slender, tall, standing on bits of wood beneath their cloak. I believe Nargith actually did see that. An odd detail. And as Fathom wrinkles her brow, and you can almost feel a subtle vibration at the back of your mind as she presses further in. It seems you know only as much as I am able to see. Perhaps then you would like to know more. Perhaps then you could work for me instead. I would have you seek out this traitor in our ranks. Return them to me so that they can be adequately punished. What do you all say to this? As Fathom offers you a new line of work. Oh, Ira, are you trying to fail the save for her pressing in? She's already confident she's got what she needs. Safs, make sure to use the say command for those, but what would entice us to do as you say, I ask her. Working with us is its own reward. You, of course, would become part of our order. You would have all the answers you seek. All I need is the traitor. So what would you guys like to
place
do?
the shell into the mysterious female barbarian storage space and look at the Triton lady. Punish how? I ask, activating my magical eyes of magical love.
As you sort of blink your eyes and try to flicker your lashes at this individual who seems to not be so enticed by the affectionate gaze of other humanoids. She turns to you. They would sleep beneath the waves, as it is meant to be. Those who oppose the one that we serve should meet their end in the cold dark. It seems that this individual, Fathom, means to kill your patron. They suspected as much when they hired you. But is the 1,000 gold that each of you would receive for working with your patron enough to keep you from switching sides? You guys do have a tentacle if she's into that. Maybe she is.
We are together on this, Fathom. We will be forthcoming with you as you are forthcoming with UIS.
And in that case, I believe your business is done here. You may leave. She is going to make an insight check with advantage. Let me know, XIVM, are you truly as Nerethys meaning to betray your patron here? Yeah, Iris swapping right at the pinnacle here. The XIVM.
You have not told us anything, lady.
I have told you all that you need to know for now. This man that hired you is a traitor to our ranks, and they must be dealt with. If we are to work together, then you must prove your loyalty. Find them. Bring them here. I care not whether they breathe when they arrive. They will not breathe for long when they do. A Triton traitor? Unfathomable. Yeah, so XIVM, you are true that you will betray your patron if put to the task. And so, as Fathom continues to press this new task upon all of you, as you all begin to feel the desire to return your patron to Fathom, to the Order of the Depths, to see them done in. That is where we are going to end episode 3 of Depths of Nerethys. I, for one, cannot wait to see exactly how this pans out and what you guys do with the next stages of
Seeing
this.
as we're putting our lives at risk in these endeavors, we would ask for no less than a suitable reward.
We will circle back to that line of questioning with Fathom.
And you to us? Both sides can throw that claim about. How are we to know what you say is true?
All of this is a good line of questioning for Fathom when we return. I will give you all a chance to talk to her once again, because yes, she is certainly being quite secretive, and that should be a red flag for all of you. I can't wait to see how this all shakes out. Make sure to join us next Monday for our 4th episode of Depths of Nerethys. Join us Wednesday for our 5th episode of The Molten Myth, and join us on Saturday because we will be returning to Echoes of the Scar, our wildly popular aberration-themed, psionics-themed campaign. This will be episode 3, so you've got plenty of time to catch up, and I've really been enjoying running that one, so I hope to see you there. But until next time, go out there and make some chaos. Bye!